Howdy there, darling. I'm the librarian, and this is the book return. Eclipse is a very unique film. I hate everyone. I hate Bella. I hate Edward. I hate Jake. I even hate Carlisle and Charlie in this movie. Want to know why? Of course you do. That's why you're still listening. Bella! So you want to be turned into a vampire for all time so that you can be with Edward, but marrying him is too much of a commitment for ya. You know, I could actually buy this as part of her crazy naivete high school girliness. But there's just one problem. Nobody calls her out on it. She's rushing into this vampire life because she doesn't want to be a vamp. Everyone encourages her to live a little more, but apparently they're wrong. Even Rose tells Bella that she's making a big mistake. She points out that as a vampire, Bella will never be able to grow old with anyone. She'll watch all of her friends and family die, and she can never have children. Bella replies that she doesn't care about having children as long as she has Ed. Like I'm not gonna bring that up when the sequel comes around. Bella wants to sleep with Edward while she's still human, and she tells him that she'll marry him if he does. Or, as I used to call it back in high school, the jock-mock proposal. Then we have the stupidest thing Bella does in the entire series. Jake is upset when he learns that Bella and Edward are engaged. Bella is afraid that Jake will rush into battle and get himself killed. So to calm him down, she kisses him. I'm going to repeat that. To calm him down, to get him focused on the battle, she kisses him. Edward. Here's the thing I have about Edward in all of these films. People are dying left and right. And what does he do? In Twilight, James and gang are killing people, and Edward doesn't try to stop them until they go after Bella. In New Moon, the Volturi kill a group of tourists, innocent men, women, and children, and again, Edward doesn't care because it's not Bella. And now in Eclipse, we have Victoria's army that is destroying Seattle, and again, you're not doing anything. I'm sorry. You're monitoring the situation. Well, that's almost like being proactive. Couple other things, Edward. You claim that you're an old world gentleman, but you didn't ask her father's permission before you popped the question? Just saying. Oh, Jake, I liked you in New Moon. I really did. And then you had to turn into a stalker in this film. I'm not even going to bother explaining why I don't like Jake in this movie. I'm just going to put his quotes up on the screen.
Hey, Susie, what's the matter?
Yes, Susie, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing, I guess.
Come on, Susie, you can tell us.
Yeah.
Gee, I don't know, girls. Well, okay, it's like this.
Uh-huh.
You know Steve?
Uh-huh.
Steve's a werewolf, but he's my guy. He's different from the rest, I don't know why. But my mother and pop, they disapprove. But no one can stop us, for it's true.
Huh?
Well, I had to rhyme the two words, and they're not the same.
Go ahead.
Where, oh, werewolf, I've looked everywhere, wolf. Where, oh, where is my werewolf?
Charlie, your parenting skills are as sketchy as your detective skills. Your daughter is in a bad relationship. Think about it. She makes excuses for him. She comes home from dates with strange injuries she won't talk about. Her life completely revolves around him to the point where I can't even define her as a character without mentioning Edward. By the way, Charlie, Jake is no catch either. Okay, I know that Bella hurt her hand punching Jake because he's a wolf and that made him super strong. But here's the thing. Charlie doesn't know that. All Charlie knows is that Jake made a move on Bella. Bella fought him off, and now her hand is injured. Charlie, that's the guy you get a shotgun for. Number 1. The Cullens are vampires. Seriously, dude. Your daughter did one Google search and figured this out. Have you ever heard of vampires? Number 2. There are werewolves. When Bella announced that you were looking for wolves, gee, Harry Clearwater looked rather worried. I think he knows something. You want to talk to him? Question him? Why do you always think that the vampire deaths are bear attacks? Typically speaking, bears don't just randomly start killing people in towns. Bears are actually very shy creatures and will attack when threatened, but they don't really attack settlements. Okay, here's my second point. As evidenced by the bite mark that James gave Bella, we can see that vampires have the same bite radius as a normal human jaw. Yeah, by the way, she fell through a window. Yeah, who bought that? That is clearly not a bear jaw. So what's the deal, Charlie? Do you not know how to make an impression of a bite mark? Carlisle, I don't know who gave you a medical license, but you should give it back. All he does in these films is give people shots of morphine. In the original Twilight, he puts a tourniquet on a leg that's not bleeding and tells Edward to suck the poison out. Now, by itself, the whole sucking the venom out, I'm actually okay with that, because it's a play on the whole classic vampire victim scenario. She'll die if he doesn't suck her blood. But there's still the fact that he's tying a tourniquet on a leg that clearly does not need one. A tourniquet is an emergency procedure. The damage to the blood vessels so extensive that you may have to sacrifice the limb to save the person. There's not nearly enough blood on the floor to convince me that Bella is bleeding that badly out of her leg. It's even worse in the book. After Bella's been knocked around and clearly has a concussion, they give her a shot of morphine and tell her to go to sleep. And in this film, he says that Jake's body heat will burn off the morphine. Wait, body temperature will burn it off? I've never heard of that before. How does his body heat even enter into it? Wait a minute, there is something about morphine and body heat I remember reading. Hold on, let me grab a book. Morphine lowers body temperature. And while I'm giving Carlisle a few sucks on the jaw, I may as well get in some references to Breaking Dawn. I want to focus on the relationship stuff in that video. In Breaking Dawn, Carlisle does x-rays of a pregnant woman. X-rays on a pregnant woman. He lets her take hot baths. Can't that induce labor? Am I crazy? And he tells her the fastest way to get blood into her system is for her to drink it. And just think, hospitals all around the world use IVs. Eclipse is a very unique film. I couldn't find anyone to like in it. Jake's a stalker. Edward wants a cookie for not eating his girlfriend. Bella wants to think that she's smart and mature, but she's vapid and naive. And their dads aren't much better. The plot is so thin, so predictable, I didn't even feel worth mentioning. I need a break from Twilight. I need to dig into something classical, something witty. I know, a Shakespearean comedy.